Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. We are currently top 200 in the world, and we're going to be playing some live ladder using 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Let's get right into the matches today, as we find our first one against Burden. So quite a few people have been asking for some ladder gameplay recently, so I figured might as well just try and record a video. This is currently early season on ladders, so in the first week or two, so it should be pretty easy, at least compared to end season, but we'll see how things go. We do see a Zap and Battle Ram to start the first match out, so this actually leads me to believe that it could be P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam, which is going to be a really good sign, because this is a really good matchup for 3.0 Xbow Cycle, of course. And he actually has minions as well, which actually makes things even better, because minions is actually quite rare. I don't see it that much these days, but I definitely would rather go against minions than Magic Archer, just because it means they don't have that option to get direct tower damage. With Magic Archer, you never really have to worry about how you're aligning your cards, and overall minions, I feel like they're just worse against Xbow in almost every single way, except for if the opponent punishes you and you're low on elixir, and you don't have like a fireball for them, then they can be pretty annoying. But just going to go for Archer's same lane. We do force out a fireball out of our opponent, so he's going to be playing fireball, not poison, and I feel like that's pretty good, because I can probably Xbow now if he commits like a 4 elixir troop. Oh, okay, I had a feeling he would go for the Battle Ram though. Pretty good play, pretty solid play. Good P.E.K.K.A players usually know, so you do have to watch out. Don't just want to go for Xbows randomly. I was going to go for one if he went for something like an E-Wiz, but I actually don't think he even had it in cycle. And he actually just committed 7 elixir with that Bandit plus Ghost. Pretty interesting, but I can just cycle back to my Knight here, get everything rounded up in the middle. He even commits a Zap, so I'm actually going to Xbow, because that was 7 elixir, like I said, plus another 2 with the Zap, so actually quite a big commitment out of my opponent. And this should actually be a decent Xbow. Gonna log to cycle back to my skeletons, get them down last second, and this will protect my Xbow. Since he just used his Zap, he won't actually have it available. And just like that, we were able to take the P.E.K.K.A out, force the E-Wiz out, and now we are in a pretty good position, because I have definitely outcycled the P.E.K.K.A. I think he only played E-Wiz, so we can just go Archer, cycle back to our Xbow, and go in. Gonna hover my Knight as well, in case he goes for like a Bandit to snipe, but goes for one in the back instead. Back to a Knight now, or have enough elixir for the Knight now, and Tesla in the middle. I like doing this play pretty high up, because it will kind of take out the Battle Ram opposite lane as early as possible, and also help out with this Xbow, of course. So skeletons will once again stall the P.E.K.K.A. We do force the Zap out, so I can definitely go for another Xbow. We've outcycled the P.E.K.K.A once again by 3 cards, so there's no way he's going to be back to 1. Gonna Ice Spirit, go for a log on the E-Wiz as well. He does go for a Battle Ram, which is going to stall pretty well, and Ghost as well. I'm going to go for a Knight for the Ghost, and I think I do have to kite this Barbarians upwards. I do unfortunately miss once. Going to have to go for Archer's last second for that. But again, he does actually not have the Magic Archer here, which I would say is also another big help. As you can see, he isn't really using his minions that much, and if he had Magic Archer, he would be able to like snipe our Xbows more easily if he wanted to. So I do definitely feel like minions makes this an easier matchup, and I was tempted to fireball that E-Wiz, but since my right side tower is lower on HP, I think I'd rather go left and go opposite lane to my opponent here. Does go for a P.E.K.K.A in front of the Ram, which is pretty aggressive, but it is a play that they sometimes make. Gonna Ice Spirit as well, and thankfully the Battle Ram didn't bypass the Tesla. Sometimes P.E.K.K.A players do that trick to try and push the Battle Ram out of Tesla range. It's actually really annoying. Gonna hover my Knight, and we did catch the Bandit. Gonna log all of this back as well. This should actually be a connection, because Ghost is invisible, so obviously not going to tank for anything. I can go for a set of skeletons last second while the Tesla helps out, and we do get a really nice connection. Gonna go for another Xbow, because he just went for a fireball. Might be pretty low in elixir, and yeah, looks like he did not actually have enough for the P.E.K.K.A in time. Goes for it now, and is going to have to be zapping to reset my Xbow. Goes for a last second E-Wiz, but still not really going to do that much, because damage is done. His tower is really low in HP. All we really have to do is survive this final defense, and then we are just able to cycle 2 fireballs. And I'm actually going to take that fireball value on the Ghost. I think that is kind of a mistake by my opponent, because when you're at this point in the match where you have a lot of spell cycle, or they have like 500 HP on their tower, I'm pretty much willing to fireball anything. So I'm just going to take the next fireball, and pretty straightforward first win against P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam. With the minions in there again, I feel like minions does make it a bit easier, but still, I'll definitely take it. 6,875, 1 off 6,900. Alright guys, found the next match against what looks to be a Japanese player, and should actually be a pretty decent player judging by his banners or badges on his profile banner there, so we'll see what he goes for. Goes for a bomber, actually, so gonna have to go for a knight, unfortunately. I think that bomber would have splashed my skeletons and my tower, which I couldn't have afforded to take that damage early on, so might as well just stop it. And we do see a cannon, which could actually be Electro Giant. Inferno Dragon comes down as well. I think I will just take that fireball value, and I do think it might be E-Giant, because I'm not sure what else would have bomber, cannon, and Inferno Dragon, although Inferno Dragon is a bit rare. Further confirming my suspicions, Gold Knight comes down. I'm going to go for Tesla and skeletons off to the side. Unfortunately, I messed up my skeletons. That's actually pretty bad. And wow, E-Giant at the bridge. I'm going to have to go for an Xbow, and I think I will have to Ice Spirit on this Inferno Dragon, because otherwise it would just melt my Xbow in its entirety. Going to have to go for a Knight as early as I can here, because the E-Giant's kind of destroying the Xbow. Xbow obviously isn't a great response to an Electro Giant. It was kind of just my last resort, only option there. Thankfully, it only gets one Zap stun on my tower, though, so we are still in the lead. Which is nice, but Knight is also going to have to get responded to, and he actually mirrors his E-Giant, so level 16 Electro Giant comes down. This has basically been the meta for the past couple of months, just overpowered Electro Giant mirror decks, but going to go Archers to snipe as well. He does tornado them in, but thankfully one set of Archer arrow hits doesn't get reflected, so we do get 2 shots each from the Archers, which does take that E-Giant out, so big threat averted for now. But this is going to be a really hard matchup, I feel like, because no matter what his spell is, either his big spell, he does have the mirror in there, which means he can always go for some crazy spell cycle stuff at the end of the match. So definitely going to have to be careful of that. Going to try and surround this bomber with skeletons. Unfortunately, I messed that up, so I guess Ice Spirit would have been safer, but yeah, I know you can surround the bomber and at least have it tank 2 hits, but it is kind of annoying. Gonna go Ice Spirit to reset this Inferno Dragon, because I do want the Knight to just stay on the Golden Knight. And Lightning comes out, so I'm actually gonna Expo. He does also pop the Golden Knight dash, which is yet another 1 elixir, so yeah, Skeleton's predicting the cannon perfectly. Gonna go Knight as well. He definitely doesn't have enough for the E-Giant in time, because he did just waste his Lightning, and that is quite a big elixir commitment. Gonna go Ice Spirit to reset this Eye-Drag Beam, as well as Archers. Golden Knight dash should take them out, but damage is done. We got a huge connection, basically punishing my opponent's really aggressive Lightning there. I'm not really sure why he chose to do that, but Tesla is doing work as well, and we do have a healthy surviving Tesla. Gonna go Expo, and actually goes for E-Gen at the back, so gonna reset this cannon with my Ice Spirit. Actually looks like I caught it in time. I thought I missed it. Gonna log this cannon as well. Don't want to Fireball, because it is quite a big commitment, and I think he's gonna have like Golden Knight or something. No, actually Expo does lock on, so Inferno Dragon comes down, but that's not going to be enough. Tower is down, and we were able to take him out. So thankfully, winning against a really hard matchup here. Ultra hard counter with the E-Giant Lightning Mirror, but my opponent played a really aggressive Lightning early on. We were able to punish him for that. Alright guys, so we found the next match against Issei, or Isai, not sure how you pronounce his name, but he is an insane player of P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam usually. He has his own P.E.K.K.A Ramrider Lightning deck, and I'm not sure if that's what he's going to be using today, because it is kind of early season, so people sometimes mess around with different decks. But Bandit comes down, and Ghost as well, so could be some kind of P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam deck either way. He's an insane player. If you didn't see on his banner, he has a number 5 ladder finish, which is just unbelievable. Goes for P.E.K.K.A at the back, which is interesting. Gonna go Expo and see how he wants to respond, because he just uses Bandit and Ghost. Gonna Fireball off the Magic Archer instantly to keep my Expo alive. Not sure if that was the better play, or going for a high Tesla to snipe, because Tesla would have stayed alive, but thankfully he does go for an E-Wiz and not supporting his P.E.K.K.A with anything, which I think would have been more scary to defend. And looks like it is just going to be classic P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam. Does go for the zap on the skeletons, but I get a really nice Ice Spirit off to freeze, and just like that we are up 2,000 damage against Issei, so really nice start. I'm not sure why he went for that aggressive P.E.K.K.A at the back. Maybe the Archer's same lane baited it out, so maybe it is a decent play, not sure, but he is committing quite a lot, kind of punishing me, I guess, because he knows my cycle. Again, he's a very good player, so it makes sense that he would kind of know this stuff. But yeah, recognizing I didn't have Tesla in cycle, pretty good play there. Gonna go Skeletons in the perfect spot to hopefully fully counter this Bandit, and looks like I actually messed that up by a bit. My bad. That's a placement that I learned, but I don't actually remember exactly. I have it off by like 1 or 2 tiles sometimes, so usually the Bandit's not supposed to dash onto your tower afterwards, which would have avoided me about 500 damage there, but it's still fine because we're still in the lead. And yeah, it looks like he's just playing classic P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam, which he is still a god with this deck and archetype, so it's just because he's not playing his main deck, I don't think that's going to be that much easier. Although he did win against the Mittens version of this a couple games ago. So we'll see how it goes. Gonna split my archers here, and let's see. Gonna go for an Xbow just because I want to try and outcycle his P.E.K.K.A. Definitely not gonna commit too much to this Xbow. Gonna try and sort of let it die. Go skeletons to defend it a little bit, but not gonna waste my knight or anything like that. Gonna freeze the ghost with my ice spirit. And bandit comes down, gonna go for a knight, and I think I can actually Xbow here. Okay, never mind. Really good Bataram out of his side. A pretty nice play because he probably knew that I was gonna outcycle his P.E.K.K.A, but I'm still gonna go for an Xbow in the middle just so he can't get spell value and everything, as well as my tower. Magic Archer comes down, which is gonna be pretty solid actually, but Xbow does target it first. Thankfully, he didn't go like P.E.K.K.A then Magic Archer. So Tesla will just take care of the ghost. Gonna let my Xbow die, and he is currently 2 cards away from his P.E.K.K.A. That bandit was actually kind of annoying, unfortunately, but still, we are still outcycling his P.E.K.K.A right now, so I think I can go for an Xbow and apply some more pressure. Goes for a ram in the back, which is definitely not really what he wanted to do. Might go for another E-Wiz or Magic Archer here. Yeah, E-Wiz comes down. I think I will Ice Spirit plus Log on it. And Tesla is actually sniping the Magic Archer, which is pretty perfect. He just uses E-Wiz, so he's going to have to zap to reset, yup. And then I think he won't have enough elixir. Okay, definitely won't have enough elixir after the bandit for a P.E.K.K.A. So I'm going to go archers now. Bandit unfortunately didn't dash to my side. That's an interaction that sometimes happens, so just wanted to make sure it didn't dash onto my Xbow. Gonna log this ram back to reset the charge, and Xbow is on tower, which is really nice. Again, a zap is forced out, and we are winning in both lanes pretty effectively here, so I think we shouldn't have any trouble closing this match out. It is a pretty good matchup, but I'm still pretty happy to be winning against a player as good as Issei here. So let's see what else he wants to go for. But now I'm just going to continue being passive. P.E.K.K.A at the back, I actually do not understand at all why he did that. Gonna knight to predict whatever. We do catch the E-Wiz. I definitely think that was kind of a mistake. Maybe it was a mistake going for an Xbow in the middle or towards the river the way I did, because it is going to target the P.E.K.K.A and not kind of ignore it. But I did, as you can see there, Tesla helps out against the Ghost and that Barbarian. That's kind of why I wanted to play it there. I'm going to go Fireball for this Magic Archer as well, and Archers for the Bandit. Bandit kind of dashing everywhere, but we are still totally fine. Now we're in triple elixir, so I don't think we're going to be able to break through if we try. My opponent's probably just going to set up some pretty crazy offensive pushes here, so just going to try and fully defend well and see how it goes. Actually, Fireball not really necessary for that Magic Archer because Tesla took it out, but we also hit the Bataram, so I guess it was fine. Archer's putting in a lot of work, and he just Fireballed, which means he won't have another Fireball here. Cycling back to my Knight to protect my Archers, and I think we defended that well. Yeah, that should be game. So pretty nice onslaught by my opponent there. You know, he's a very good player, again, but I am pretty happy that we were able to win. And gonna give him a good game. Well played. It is a pretty good matchup for me, even though I feel like Magic Archer is a bit more difficult than Minions. Obviously still a really good matchup for 3.0, so pretty straightforward one there, but still against a really good player. And I'll show you guys his profile just to prove that he is really good. His YouTube is there as well, so you might have heard of his YouTube channel as well. But yeah, as you can see here, Issei currently just about top 200. There he is. He has top 5 ladder finish in the world, so absolutely ridiculous. Really glad we were able to win though. There's his profile right there. Unbelievable stats. But yeah, really nice win there for 6,900 exactly. Alright guys, we found the next match against Star Chiquito here, and after the last match I am top 116 in the world right now, so I think if we win this one we will definitely go in the top 100, especially because my opponent is so many trophies higher than me. But we'll see if we're able to win. We do see Miner coming down, so could be some kind of fast cycle Miner deck. We do see a Balloon as well, actually. Gonna go for a Tesla. I'm actually kind of worried this could be the Miner Balloon cycle deck. I haven't seen it in a very long time. And actually pretty bad snowball in my opponent's end there. Doesn't even get the Balloon hit on the Tesla. So definitely gonna go for an Xbow as soon as the Balloon bomb goes away, because we do have the Tesla still alive, as well as an Archer helping out. Let's see how my opponent wants to play this. Gonna go Knight to predict the Musketeer, and okay, does do a pretty good job of just being patient, going for a low Ice Golem. Barb Barrel, Miner coming down. Gonna go Log, Ice Spirit, and Skeletons to catch everything, and even though we committed a lot to that push and had a surviving Tesla, we were still not really able to get any damage, so this is why I feel like this is a really hard matchup. Well, I guess it's not as bad anymore, because Balloon was nerfed. But I still think it's definitely their matchup, at least like 60-40, maybe 65-35. Although they probably don't have as good of a matchup anymore as before, because balloon got a rework a while ago, which just made it worse against buildings, if you guys didn't know. Because before it would basically one-shot the Tesla with a snowball, but now, as you can see, Tesla actually still stays alive, and Tesla, all buildings will basically take 2 hits from a balloon, so balloon was nerfed quite a bit. And okay, pretty nice bomb tower out of my opponent there, just kind of mixing up his defensive style against my Xbows, which I guess is fair enough. I actually was not expecting that at all. If it went for a knight in front, I might have been able to get something out of it, but yeah, my opponent's playing really aggressive with his balloons, but unfortunately not really getting punished because he does have really good Xbow defense, so it's really hard to get an Xbow connection in this matchup because they have so many cheap, spammy troops like the Ice Golem, Skeletons, Barb Barrel. Those are the main, really annoying ones, I would say. And then also Miner right on top of Xbows, but also he does have the balloon, which is really nice. So I'm going to go Skeletons just to cycle it all the way in the back in case he goes Miner. And he does go for a Snowball, so get some more damage there. And Bomb Tower coming down. I guess I will just Fireball it. And I'm going to have to figure out how to break through in this matchup because I'm actually not sure I can really get much going right now. I'm going to have to wait for him to maybe overcommit on offense and just kind of bide my time and play passively till then. I'm going to go Knight, DPS down this Ice Golem, and he actually goes Miner, Barb Barrel, really big commitment, and Snowball on the Tesla. But I'm already back to another Tesla, so that was kind of in vain. Going to go Knight to snipe the Musketeer. Wow, he's actually back to a Miner though. So going to catch that with Skeletons. Going to go for an Xbow now, I think, because we did catch him spending quite a lot, and I do really want to Fireball that, but I feel like he's just going to be able to go like Musketeer or Miner Barb Barrel or something, and won't be able to respond to it. So I'm going to Fireball the Ice Golem though, maybe get a small connection by catching him off guard. He does go Musketeer, but I'm going to catch it with my Knight. Going to log this Barb Barrel as well. And we do actually get a really small connection. I was hoping we'd get more because I really tried my best to make make an offensive sequence happen out of that. But still, as you can see, just such a hard matchup to get an Xbow connection in. So now I'm just going to switch to a defensive Xbow. You know, something I like to say is if you're playing a matchup and the way you're playing it isn't really working out, or you're not really making much progress, you can just kind of switch up your playstyle, maybe try something new, and you can maybe find some success that way. So, and wow, my opponent actually lets archers connect, if I'm not mistaken there, so that is huge. Just going to Fireball his tower as well, and then set up with another defensive Xbow. So like I was saying, I do just want to kind of switch up my game plan at this point because offensive Xbows are not working out whatsoever, so I think defensive Xbows are the next thing to try. I actually talked to one of my old friends called Utah, who was a really good Xbow Cycle player, and he actually won this matchup a few times at top ladder. I remember asking him how, and he said that defensive Xbows were actually his secret. So I remember they used to be really good back in the day when they were 40-second lifetime, but I don't think they're that good now in this matchup since Xbow was nerfed and it only lasts 30 seconds, but I guess it was okay. Back to another Tesla. Gonna have to go for an Xbow because I don't want to take that death damage. Gonna go Ice Spirit just to make sure the balloon doesn't actually get a hit because I do want to keep my Xbow alive, and my opponent's going for miners in the back constantly, so maybe I should catch on to that. But okay, really nice for us that the Tesla stays alive. That's really good because it'll just kind of shut down the next balloon that he wants to go for. Gonna hover my Knight in the back in case my opponent goes for some kind of miner because he's been going in the back every single time. It's gonna try and catch it. Okay, I guess it makes sense he would switch it up now, but gonna go for another Fireball. We have 2 Teslas alive right now, putting in quite a lot of work. Gonna try and catch this miner, and I did manage to catch it, but he snowballed everything off. But okay, well, I actually didn't think the match was ending. I thought there were like maybe 10 seconds left, but that is going to be a good game against, I would say, a pretty difficult matchup. Balloon Cycle, still quite hard. As you saw, it was really hard for me to break through, but I was still able to get quite a lot of success, and plus 41 is pretty insane. That's going to put me at number 66 global, so really nice stuff there. Really insane amount of trophies from that win because my opponent was just so much higher than me on trophies. Alright guys, found the next match against P.E.K.K.A, or I guess P.E.K.K.A the 9th in Roman numerals. But let's try and break through into the top 50 if possible. I'm going to give my opponent the good luck here and see how he wants to play this match out. I'm going to just cycle a log first play. He gives the goblin laugh, so maybe, I don't know actually. I can't really guess why he's giving that so early on. Goes Zappies in the back, and I am actually just going to fireball them off. Safer play would probably be to Tesla in the middle, but I just feel like fireballing them, so just going to do that. And Mother Witch comes down, so this could be Royal Giant. Skeleton King. Could also be Royal Recruits, although I see that used with Mother Witch a lot less often these days, so not sure. Tesla will take care of the Mother Witch though. Just gonna cycle my Ice Spirit, and we do have a pretty good damage lead still. Mirrored Mother Witch comes down. Just gonna log the Cursed Hog, as well as the Mother Witch, and Goblin Barrel comes down, so just gonna go Archers, and I'll take a little bit of damage, but overall I think it's fine. Okay, the level 16 Cursed Hog does quite a lot of damage, but I'm going to protect my Archer with the Skeletons, maybe force something out. Yeah, Skeleton King comes down. Maybe I should have gone Skeletons on that Goblin in the back, but it's fine. Just going to Ice Spirit here and reset with another Tesla, so this looks like it's just going to be maybe Royal Giant or Giant Skeleton. Okay, Fireball comes down. That is insanely aggressive. Skeleton King ability costs 2, and Fireball is 4, and I'm actually really surprised he was able to afford a Giant Skeleton there, because that Fireball plus Skeleton King ability I feel like was just way too aggressive. Gonna Ice Spirit though. Yep, exactly, try and catch him off guard. That's a play that I love to make, where you basically take something out like last second when they might not expect it. So for example, he probably wasn't expecting me to go for an Ice Spirit on the Giant Skeleton, so he was expecting it to die a bit later, so that's why he went for the Skarmy so late. So because of that, I was able to take it out a bit sooner and get a really nice connection going. I'm just going to go Archers plus Skeletons. I do take a little bit of damage, but it's fine. He might Mother Witch on this, so just going to preemptively Tesla to help out against that. And yeah, there was the Mother Witch, but he actually missed 2 Skeletons. I'm just going to Fireball it off to make sure the other Archer doesn't turn into a Cursed Hog. And yeah, so this is just going to be pretty annoying bait deck. And wow, Skeleton King is pushing the Giant Skeleton in. That's also pretty annoying because it will splash. I think I'm going to be forced to log on defense here. But the issue is now I don't exactly have a great response if he goes for a Mirrored Barrel. Although I actually cycled all the way back to a log, so if he does try and mirror that, I'm already back. So yeah, I guess just got around really fast in that rotation. I'm going to go for a Tesla here. Just to set up for defense, and Mother Witch is actually being pretty annoying in this matchup because I can't really cycle my Skeletons very freely. He does Fireball me off, although I think it might have been better to hit the Tesla plus Archers, I don't know. Either way though, I'm really glad we got that connection because this deck is looking like it's really hard to break through against, and Ice Spirit did a pretty good job there, so I don't think I'm going to have to log the Skeleton King. Archers are doing a pretty good job too. Just going to go for an Xbow since he might commit like a Goblin Barrel or Fireball or anything. Looks like he just chooses to not do anything though, so just gonna have to let this Xbow die, reset with a center Tesla, the usual stuff, and just gonna log this barrel. Then again, like I was saying, we do still have that damage lead, so don't exactly need to break through, but I think it's always still good to keep my opponent on his back foot. And okay, that is really annoying. Level 16 barrel comes down, although Archers are so good, they deal with that even though it's being tanked for by the Skeleton King. So Archers are really underrated. I'm going to log on the right side, even though there aren't really many Skeletons there, because I do also want to get the tower damage in. And Zappies come down. I guess I'm going to go Archers, not Fireball, because I'd rather save Fireball for something like a Mother Witch, maybe. And I'm going to go for a high Tesla, just DPS down the Skeleton King. Archer does get 1 hit, which is really nice. And I'm going to log this Goblin Barrel off. And, okay, wow, love to see drop glitch on my log there. I took, like, what, 800, 900 damages for that glitch? But thankfully I got a connection. If I didn't get a connection, I might have just lost because of that, so that really sucks, but I guess we were still able to break through, which I'm happy about. He just went for a Fireball, which means he won't be able to take care of these Archers right away. And notice how I'm trying my best not to log on his Skarmy, because I know that's exactly what he wants. So I'm just trying not to allow him to get away with what he wants. Just going to go Skeletons for this back set of Goblins here, as Archers also help out. Going to log on the left this time. Prediction Fireball on maybe Zappies or something. Going to try and kite the Skeleton King out of range. And my opponent's giving the CRL emote, which I guess means he's pretty upset. But I mean, I'll take that. I feel like that's not a super easy matchup considering he has 2 big tanks. We only get a plus 19 because we are quite a bit higher than our opponent there, but that's going to be 6,960 trophies, number 56. Alright, found another match against Majestic Dark. Hopefully we can win another one and get into the top 50, although we are really close right now, but we'll see how it goes. My opponent gives the WoW, I guess we'll just give it back, and just cycle a log. He looks like he has a cycle deck of his own. Unfortunately, it is looking like it's going to be Logbait cycle with the Mighty Miner. So just going to go for an Xbow early on, see if he has exactly what I think he does. And he goes for actually a log plus cannon. So if I went for a knight in front of that, we probably would have gotten a small connection. But he knows that that was too aggressive to do. Like, no one really does that so early on. It's not really safe. So pretty nice play out of his end, just going for the cannon and log. Pretty safe, cheap defense on the Xbow. And this looks like it's going to be a really hard matchup because Mighty Miner bait, in my opinion, is pretty much a hard counter. I'm actually going to cycle a fireball right away because I do just kind of want to get some damage. And he goes for Princess at the bridge. Hopefully doesn't get 2 hits, just going to react fastly with archers. And yeah, unfortunately though, since he does have Princess, I feel like this is even harder because sometimes they have Dark Goblin, which isn't that bad because Dark Goblin at least doesn't have the ability to be played at the bridge and yet guaranteed damage. Like Princess at the bridge can. You can kind of allow it to cross, of course, but Princess at the bridge is just more annoying, and also Princess overall I personally find more annoying in this matchup, so we'll see how we're able to deal with it though. Just going to fireball off that Goblin Barrel because he did outcycle my log. And I'm actually not sure yet. I don't think he's revealed his Mighty Miner yet, although obviously as I start saying that, he does. So Mighty Miner bait is going to be confirmed. Just going to log, I think. I don't really have another option. Does kind of suck because he is probably going to go for another barrel pretty soon. I don't even have my login cycle for it, but we'll see how things go. Mighty Miner bomb is going to take out my archer. Just going to go for an Ice Spirit to cycle back to my fireball, just in case he went for a barrel there. And okay, thankfully Princess doesn't get 2 hits. I was about to say, unfortunately it gets 2, but it still only gets 1, which is really good. But still, this is looking hard because he has a super fast cycle, if you guys didn't know, which means that it's going to be pretty much impossible to break through if he plays it well. He can rocket pretty much every single Xbow, and even if he doesn't, he also has cannon. Wow, he actually does the same thing, cannon log. Gonna go for a log on this cannon, maybe catch him off guard and get a small connection. Okay, he does unfortunately defend it well. So he is actually playing this pretty well because I would expect most good Logbait players to just rocket most of the Xbows, but based on that expectation, he's kind of just not going for rockets. This time I feel like he should, yeah, definitely, because I don't think he could get away with continuously cannoning. But as you can see, they do definitely have ways to defend, and unfortunately I missed one Goblin. That kind of sucks, and Knight walks back. Okay, so that mistake kind of punished me on 2 counts because the Knight also walked back, allowing the Princess to get damage. I'm going to fireball because I do kind of need to keep up in damage, but this is overall just looking like a really messy game. I'm not playing it super well, and it is also a really hard matchup. Going to go Knight just in case he goes for the cannon. Okay, looks like he does just go for the rocket. So yeah, like I was saying, they can just kind of do this and be really annoying. But going to set up a Tesla, and he actually does again catch me with that tricky barrel. So I'm not really on top of my game right now, unfortunately. And it doesn't really help. This is a really hard matchup, but we'll see. It is still possible to come back if he tries to defend maybe like 1 Xbow without going for a rocket on it, and then I commit everything to it. But again, with the Mighty Miner and the 3-card cycle, I don't really see a super easy way of this working out. And he just rockets those archers, which is quite an overcommitment, but I think he might just be able to get away with it as well because he can cycle all the way back. I mean, he already played cannon plus log. Like, he's literally already back to a rocket. Yeah, that is honestly pretty stupid in my opinion. Like, I can't really do much about it. It's just a champion 3-card cycle being overpowered. Does kind of suck though, but yeah. The reason I'm cycling my cards in the middle is because I know he has Princess, so he could go Princess at the bridge, so I just kind of want to avoid that if possible. Gonna fireball this Mighty Miner off, and he does just rocket the Xbow, so yeah, basically, like, he just has to keep rocketing, and there's no way I'm gonna outcycle him with the Mighty Miner in the deck, 3-card cycle being overpowered. And he's actually just going to be able to outcycle me in terms of my log. Yeah, right there, he did outcycle me, so going to have to fireball on the barrel there. And he's probably going to protect this Princess. He does actually mess it up, which is not bad. And it looks like he's trying to defend this Xbow without going for the rocket. So going to go for a fireball and hopefully break through here. Going to Ice Spirit as well. Yeah, literally, as you can see, he's already back to a cannon. Even though he's also making mistakes, he is not really getting punished for them because I don't think they get punished that hard for mistakes in this matchup. Like, misplacing a cannon or something like that doesn't really matter. So that is unfortunately going to be game. We did lose, but you do sometimes lose, and I guess I'm just going to keep this in the video because it does happen, you know, not everyone just always wins. You are going to go against hard matchups like this one, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go for another match and see you guys there. Alright guys, we found another match against another Japanese player. Hopefully we can win this one and recover from that loss. We'll see how it goes though. Hopefully we're not going up against Logbait again. Just gonna cycle a log first play because my opponent isn't doing anything. So, okay, Bomber comes down, so looking like it might be Electro Giant again, or Golem, or Drill. Okay, Cannon probably gonna be Electro Giant. I think I will just Fireball off the Cannon because I don't really have another play. I can't really go Xbow, obviously, and Knight would obviously be a waste as well. Baby Dragon is well in this deck. So looking like it's going to be a slightly different version than the one we went up against, but I still think it's going to be E-Giant just because he has Bomber plus Cannon. Not many decks do have that. Yeah, E-Giant comes down. Going to go for an Xbow. He doesn't have Cannon in Cycle, so this should be pretty good. Okay, he goes for a Golden Knight, so I'm just going to go for a Tesla like this off to the side. Also going to go Skeletons to retarget the Golden Knight, force out the dash. That's another 1 Elixir forced out. And it keeps my Xbow alive just a little bit longer. I'm going to go Ice Spirit to freeze this E-Giant while it's on my Tesla. Maybe keep my Tesla alive a little bit longer. And just like that, we were able to get a really nice defense and a really nice offense going. So pretty much a perfect start to this game against what is probably a really hard counter. So single Elixir is super important. And okay, wow, level 16 E-Giant coming down. Gonna cycle back to my Xbow and go for one. He does Tornado the Archers in, but one stays alive, thankfully. That's going to be huge because this E-Giant is so high on HP. Gonna go for a Knight, and I might have to go. Okay, I can't even afford to log, so I'm gonna have to go Skeletons instead. Maybe I should have gone Ice Spirit. Okay, no, never mind, because I did need the Ice Spirit for the Bomber. And overall, that is still a net win for me. Thankfully, Bomber doesn't get a hit there. That would have been kind of annoying. But yeah, we are still up 1,000 damage. And I guess, okay, the first E-Giant was kind of just a ploy to get the second one down. Golden Knight comes down as well. That's another really annoying thing about how Champions and Mirror work together, because you notice how he went for the E-Giant, then Golden Knight, but then he was still able to mirror his E-Giant, and that's because that's just how it works. Like, Champions don't count. And wow, he does Earthquake off my Tesla, which really sucks. So it looks like he does have Earthquake in the deck, so if you ever wanted a hard counter, here you go. Level 16 E-Giant coming down as well. Gonna have to go for Ice Spirit. Do not want that dash to take out my archers. I need them alive for this defense. It does force out the Tornado, so even though they did just kind of die, they were important in at least forcing that Elixir out. He does Earthquake off my Tesla down, I think, but we are not taking too much damage. And okay, unfortunately he's back to an E-Giant, so this is looking like it's taking a turn for the worse. I mean, I had a really nice lead, but I'm kind of throwing it away. And he's also just obviously playing E-Giant, Mirror Earthquake, so plus Golden Knight, so pretty much every counter you could ever want in a deck against Xbow. Gonna go for an anti-Earthquake Tesla, and I think I will go for an Xbow right here because he did just waste his mirrored E-Giant. Gonna predict the Cannon with a Knight as well because that's all he has in hand. Yep, there's the Cannon, but pretty well played, going for the low Cannon instead. Bomber as well. Gonna Fireball it off because I don't think he's back to his Golden Knight. Yep, he's not, so gonna go Archers. Gonna actually Ice Spirit plus log this E-Giant in the left because I don't actually think I have a choice. Yeah, I don't think I could have defended that. That was a level 16 E-Giant and level 14. Plus he had Golden Knight Earthquake in hand, so I don't think I could have defended that, honestly. But we were able to win against an ultra hard counter, so I'm really happy about that, coming back from that loss. Gonna be a nice plus 33, so we went 1 trophy higher. That's going to put me at 6,961 trophies, top 53 in the world. I guess that's going to be good enough. Basically top 50, I mean, only 3 ranks away, and matches are taking a long time to find at this point, like over 5 minutes sometimes, because as you get really high on ladder, obviously there are less players playing, so it does take a long time. So I think I'm going to call the video there. But yeah, that's going to be it. Top ladder push with 3.0 Xbow Cycle early season. We were pretty much able to get top 50, which I'm pretty happy about. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We went up against some really hard counters in this match, or in this video today. Really hard matchups, so hope you guys enjoyed those as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.